This story is true. The famous rapper 50 Cent was paying $40,000 a month in child support. His ex-wife asked for more and the judge reduced the support to $6,700.
This will leave you speechless. It turns out that 50 Cent, the well-known rapper and entrepreneur, was providing the mother of his child with a sum of approximately $500,000 a year in child support.
It's crazy. I think that's a totally disproportionate, outrageous amount. What was that woman spending all that money on? Honestly, it wasn't for the child. A small percentage, yes, but the vast majority of the money she spent on who knows what, and she still wanted more. Unbelievable.
To put it in perspective, that's about $40,000 a month, an amount that many people don't even make in an entire year.
That's true, especially in Latin America, right? I mean, it's very difficult for someone to make $40,000 a month in a country like Mexico, in a country like Colombia, like Argentina. It's very, very complicated. Wait, I meant $40,000 a month. No way. Even $40,000 a year is really hard to make. And this guy was giving this woman $40,000 a month for free. I mean, yes, I understand. She's the mother of his child, right? But honestly, did the child really need $40,000? Just a kid. I think we all know the answer.
But the most striking thing wasn't that amount. What was really surprising was that she said that amount wasn't enough to cover her expenses.
Please, what were her expenses? Flying on a private jet every weekend? Seriously, that's just ridiculous.
And that she needed a larger amount. That's when 50 Cent decided to take matters into his own hands and go to family court. That's right, he chose to take the case to court to resolve the situation legally, and that's when everything went downhill. What happened? The judge analyzed the details, reviewed the income and needs, and finally ruled that the new amount to be paid would be $700 a month.
That's not true. It was $6,700. I want to clarify that. I mean, it's still a lot of money. $6,700 is a huge amount, but it makes a lot more sense because we're talking about 50 Cent. Obviously, he's a successful person. He's a guy who's a millionaire, who makes a lot of money. I think we can all agree on that, right? 50 Cent is extremely successful, whether you like him or not. So, I can understand that he sends a good amount of child support to his kid, right? $6,700 for a kid for the child of a celebrity. I think that's really good, really good. There are people who don't even make that much, seriously. I mean, guys, dollar estadounidense, United States dollar, 6,700 in Latin America. Almost nobody makes that in the United States. You're still in a pretty privileged group with dollar estadounidense, US dollar, 6,700 a month, which is equal to $80,400 a year. Just so you have an idea, the median, the average salary in the United States is $62,000 a year. So, this kid alone gets much more than what an average worker in the United States earns. So, I think it's fair, but well...
Let's continue. Down from $40,700, a big reduction. That's a clear example of strategic, determined, and legal action.
What a foolish woman, right? She must really regret it. I'm telling you, 50 Cent told her. You know, as a sign of goodwill, I'm going to give you $40,000 a month for you and the child. $40,000 a month? No trial, nothing. She got angry and demanded more. That's what happened as a result. From $40,000 down to $6,700, seriously $6,700, it's still quite decent, but obviously for the life this woman was living, it's nothing now. And look, I know, $6,700 in Mexico, in Colombia, in Argentina, in Costa Rica is spectacular. It's a lot of money, but if you put those $6,700 in Los Angeles, California, wow. Is it just enough? I mean, is it enough? You can live more or less well, but that's it. It's not like you're a super rich millionaire. No. You can tell this woman lived a very luxurious life. I mean, just imagine she was receiving $40,000 a month for quite a while. That's incredible, as they're telling us here. The rapper 50 Cent was voluntarily, this is very important, voluntarily paying about $40,000 a month in child support to the mother of his son. An amount that she considered insufficient and requested to increase in response. A judge drastically reduced the child support to dollar estadounidense, US dollar, $6,700 a month, marking a significant legal victory for the artist. Of course, this woman tried to be clever, right? And look how it turned out for her. This legal change cut the artist's payments by $33,000 a month. That's harsh. I just want you to remember one thing. This woman said that $40,000 wasn't enough, that she couldn't make ends meet with that, and she went from receiving $40,000 to $6,700. That's tough. But anyway, here are some comments. The decision generated mixed reactions, especially on social media, where many users pointed out that the request ended up backfiring on her. The case brings the debate about the limits and adjustments of alimony in divorce proceedings involving public figures back to the table. Of course, I totally agree. What happens is that many times these women who marry artists, celebrities, who have children with them, they view them as an automated teller machine, a cash machine, or the central bank. They think he can generate infinite money and try to get every last cent out of him. And let's be honest, this money obviously isn't for the child, it's for herself. That's how this works. Of the $40,000, only dollar estadounidense, US dollar, $1,000 went to the child, and $39,000 to the woman. The child saw almost none of it. It's that simple, but they still ask if this is fair or unfair. 50 Cent remains undefeated, ladies and gentlemen. He's the pride of men, really. Here they show us it's beautiful, and people went crazy in the comments. 50 Cent. He's not a soldier, he's an excellent captain. For being so desperate, that's what they say happened to a neighbor. He used to pay his ex-wife more than legally required for his son's well-being. But the woman got greedy and took him to court to demand an increase in child support. And well, the law did its thing and set what they really had to give by law, which is less. Just imagine how crazy that is. Someone comments, many say it's unfair he paid so much, but consider it this way. On one hand, obviously he was receiving much more than what was necessary to get by, but on the other hand, it's also fair that a child, a benefit, a certain standard of living, that his father has a child, and this guy is a man, you know? Supposedly tremendous, but I think he's an ally. Honestly, that money isn't for the child, which is why I laugh when they say it is. It's not that this is fair so the child can enjoy a certain standard of living. This isn't for the child. No, it's for her. That's how it works. Do you really believe this woman will give the $40,000 to the child? Of course not. Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions on all this. A brutal victory for 50 Cent. And no. Simply epic, memorable, legendary. See you next time.